Welcome back, everybody. As you can tell, I did not work on my fading in and out skills between the week. I'm Joe Stevens. This is Zach from Zach Talks Hawks. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be here. Have a lot of Seahawks stuff to wind up talking about this week, so eager to talk some shop with you here on the show today.
Yeah, let's see, because I feel like half of me is super happy with the way the team performed, and then the other half is like, like that. So, yeah, I let's just break it down. We'll start with the elephant in the room. Let's start with the 4 interceptions. I figure we'll start with the worst and kind of work our way to the good. I think 3 of them are absolutely on him. The first drive of the game, the moment that throw left his hand when he threw off his back foot, I go, ugh. And then he got picked off. Um, there was one where I thought the tight end Arroyo could have cut in a little bit more. It seemed like that was more of a communication issue. Um, the other two, especially the one where he jumped past on third down when we were in field goal range, we just can't have stuff like that. And that was the difference between us winning and losing. I mean, there were other things, but that that was a pretty big reason.
Yeah, for sure. I I don't know, man. Like we talked about it, how this was going to be the game where uh, he was going to get over all that, and it just kind of felt like everything was lining up to where was going to be a big day, and Sam was going to be able to conquer some demons, and yeah, the Rams have his number. It's I don't know. I just think that on one hand, I am frustrated that we still have this problem with Sam, and I don't think it's going to go away. Because you look at the schedule moving forward, and everything's pretty easy now for Seattle from here on in. You have an
Until a
interesting
month.
matchup against, yeah, you have an interesting matchup with Indianapolis, but I think the 49ers voodoo magic is going to wind up drying up at some point.
I
Um,
don't know. We've been saying that all year, and it seems
I
to have
know,
not. So,
but you gotta, it's gotta be, logic says at some point that well's going to run dry, and then you're going to wind up playing the Rams again. And I don't know if that's going to be for the division, or I mean, it'll certainly be for playoff seeding. The next, um, we can send you Mac Jones. No thanks, but happy you're here.
yeah.
I just think that he's not going to get over it unless if you keep giving him those opportunities. And unfortunately, there's just not a lot of big games left on the schedule until very, very late in the year. And
Let's
I really was hoping he'd get
let's
over it by now.
let's look at the positive side of Sam Darnold. I said we're going to start with the bad. He led us down the field twice. We almost won that game, which is freaking insane. I told everybody else that. I go, if that punt was not the greatest punt of all time, to give us the ball at
They
the
would have won.
one 1 inch line. Yeah, Seahawks would have
That's
won. We'd have been like,
that's
well, Sam threw 4 interceptions, but he overcame it by
it's
basically two
tw-
drives in a row.
it's
Pardon.
24 yards of difference. You
Yep.
know that that punt going out at the 2 inch line saves the Rams 24 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and it was insane. I mean, it's a great punt. I mean, I'm a guy that I like the art of punting and kicking, and so it's like it's a great play. It's amazing, and it just sucks it happened against our team.
On that drive,
uh,
too.
yeah,
I mean, let's talk about. I mean, for as poorly as the most, those 4 interceptions were, a lot of people were talking about him underthrowing Rashid Shaheed. That one I think was more just personally, I think that was a better defensive play than him not putting enough air under the ball. And also, he's been with this guy, Shaheed, for 2
Yep.
weeks. I was talking to a guy, he goes, well, Shaheed's fast. You know, he knows he can overthrow him a little bit. I'm like, not really. You have 2 weeks of practice to mesh with this guy. So their continuity isn't there yet. And I don't know. He made in the fourth quarter, Sam Darnold, those last 2 drives, he made all the plays he basically could to win the game. And that was very uplifting compared to how the 4 interceptions went.
Yeah, and I know the announcers talked about it on the game itself. When that happened, they were like, they weren't surprised that he underthrew him, and it's because he has such limited reps with a guy who is one of few in the entire NFL in terms of his speed. And they were like, yeah, it's going to take a quarterback to get some time to get used to that kind of game breaking speed. And they didn't seem surprised at all that it was underthrown. And it wasn't a Sam Darnold. It's Sam Darnold's fault for that throw. It's just he hasn't had a lot of time with
And
a
that was
really special talent. So that gets me excited.
That was a hell of a defensive play too.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
absolutely.
Shaheed had his guy beat. If that guy doesn't play that perfectly, that's a touchdown every day. I'd still say the throw he made is probably a touchdown 9 times out of 10. That guy was clearly beat. And it's not like Sam threw it way behind him. I mean, it would have been a perfect ball if that guy wouldn't have stuck his hand right there. And then some other missed opportunities. The holding call on Kenneth Walker's touchdown run gets called back. Makes a touchdown into a second and 10, I believe. Have to settle for a field goal. That was another game-changing play. You know, there's holds on every play in football, and it sucks that it came against us at that time. I was not happy about that. I think he could have let it go. I don't think that really affected the play much. I get it was right there where the ball carrier was, but it was more of a bad angle than anything. Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the running attack for Seattle on this day. K9, 16 carries, 67 yards, but as long as 25. So kind of skews that number quite a bit. Charbonnet, 11 for 37. So it was okay. I didn't think that the offensive game plan was good.
Great.
Yeah. It just a lot of shotgun where, look, we were pumped in the preseason about heavy 3 tight end package, like run it down their throat. And then there are some cases this year where that has come to light and it's been super effective. I mean, goodness gracious, look at the week before. McDonald ran an entire drive out of half. Every play was a run play, and most of them were heavy set packages.
Different situation, though.
I know, but it shows that they can do it. And it's just they didn't seem willing to do it and stick with it. I felt like the offense lost their identity last week and put a lot on Sam from shotgun set that really did them all a disservice. I don't think you're going to get away with that this week because our boy Gray Zabel's hurt. He's not gone forever as many feared, but
I thought he was right away.
Oh, me too.
I didn't even my friend he came back. Was that the touchdown play got hurt? Yeah. So my friend went to grab a drink or something. He comes back and he goes, "What's wrong with Zabel?" I'm like, "Dude, he's out for the year." The way he got rolled up on and the way he grabbed his knee, but I guess he's day to day, so that's nice. definitely
Yeah,
a pleasant surprise for me.
I agree. Linemen don't just sit on the ground, and they're tough suckers. Like they'll get up if they can, and it just that was tough. So I'm happy he's okay. I don't think it's wise to rush him back, especially given the schedule moving into the rest of the year. With the opponents being the way they are, I think you can slow roll him until you really need him. Yeah, I felt like we just lost our identity a bit on offense, and given all of those mistakes, they still could have won.
Yep, almost won.
And the thing that ticks me off the most about this game, because the national media does not watch this game. They don't, because
I think they were this week.
Man, the way that they are just bathing Matthew Stafford, he did nothing this game.
No, yeah, I think it was the worst game he had all year in terms of yards and just everything. Did he throw for one touchdown?
2 touchdowns.
Oh,
130 yards. But they're like, man, like Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, they're
Devontae
like going
had 1
off.
yard.
He had 1 yard, 1 yard and 1 touchdown. And listen, there's only one other there's only one other pass catcher on that entire Rams roster that had more than 1 catch, other than Puka Nacua. There was only one other player.
Or Parkinson.
Kobe Parkinson.
Yeah, one of the tight ends.
So I'm sorry. Like, 1 catch for 23 yards, 2 catches for 14 yards, 1 catch for 9 yards, 1 catch for 8 yards, 1 catch for 5 yards. Devontae Adams had 1 yard the entire game. Like, and it just wasn't.
Well,
the defense was insane, and
let's talk about
just
Stafford
getting
a little
overlooked.
bit. You talk a little bit about the media showering him with praise. There were a couple throws to Devontae Adams that should have been completions. Really, their last offensive play of the game. It should have been a completion. I think he still would have been short of the sticks, but it's like 10 feet in front of him. And then there was another big third down stop we had where Devontae Adams was wide open. And once again, it's like 10 feet short. Stafford didn't look great. And what's surprising is he didn't look great without us really getting in his face either. Because that was one thing I was kind of surprised about with how little pressure we had. But he gets the ball out quick. But to not have a single sack. Now, granted, we didn't give up a sack. That's still not what you're used to seeing for the Seahawks this year.
Yeah. It's just incredible after how terrible of a game Seattle played and how dominant their defense was. They had a great chance to win the game. And I know making a kick from 61 isn't like automatic, but to even have a chance is amazing. Now, what do you think about clock management on that last drive?
Oh, it was pissing me off. I don't know if I was upset as Greg Olsen was. So I'm not a big Greg Olsen guy. A lot of people are big fans of Greg Olsen as an announcer.
Every time he's on Seahawks games, he's always salty.
Well, he hates the Seahawks because he said he wished he would have signed with the Bills in 2021 or 2020. But anyways, he's like, you just can't waste this much time. And he was right. I think there was a lot of them where not that using the single timeout, I think, but maybe install, maybe they'll do it this week. Maybe they'll install a spike play in their offense to where everybody gets a signal and they get up and spike the ball because they're wasting, a good 5 seconds just trying to get everybody on the same page. To where if they would have spiked it and been in position to spike it, they could have, saved a little time.
I agree. Hey, Seahawks Eddie. Nice to have you here.
How's it going? Vent all you want. Vent or it's a weird thing for me because I'm mad they lost, but I'm happy with they didn't get the shit kicked out of them. Really, I mean, maybe offensively they did, but
well, you didn't expect that to happen. If I remember correctly, you expected something very different to happen on last week's show.
3-score game, dude.
3-score game.
Those four picks don't happen. It's like, let's see, let's factor in 19 plus 3. It's gonna be 22. 22-7 should have been the final score. Without those interceptions, without at least two of those interceptions that set the Rams up to score. The Rams only had one drive the whole game. I think that's another thing people are kind of forgetting. They only had like one good drive the entire game. The Seahawks actually had a few. Seahawks had 5 scoring drives, and then the game, expiring field goal. Seahawks had basically 6 scoring drives. The Rams had 3. Yeah, really one
on merit, I guess you should say. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think part of us really outplayed them, and part of us didn't. I think that's the biggest problem. I guess before we get away from it, the defense looked solid. There was a couple 4th and 1 plays where Kyron Williams needed 1 yard. We gave up like 10, and that was pretty frustrating. But for the most part, I mean, another goal line stand this week, and it's not against the Cardinals. It's not against the Texans. It's against the Rams. And, just to have that goal line stand, and just like last week, have that goal line stand and then give the ball up right afterwards. Obviously, last week had no consequences. This week had big consequences, so that's pretty frustrating. They almost stopped him again.
I know. This will be absolutely one that got away, but I'm looking at the rest of the year, and I'm like, man, that might be the last time we lose for a long time.
I want to drop one.
Oh, I think you will. Between those last
7.
Yeah, I could easily see 2 of them, but
I don't want to win out. A lot of people are saying, "Man, the Seahawks win out. Look at the schedule." I don't want to. I want to drop one before the playoffs. Get that loss out of our system. I have a lot of confidence for this team, especially after seeing that. If Sam can just clean up the turnovers, maybe we can run the ball a little more effectively. I mean, it should have been a win against the Rams, but we play them again in less than a month. We play them on December 18th, so we'll see them again, right?
Yep, at home.
Yep, exactly. Where we don't play as well, but we have been lately. We've just been blowing teams out. So, what do you think of Ernest Jones? I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Great. I mean, that's the kind of leadership you want to see. Just defending his guy. I assume you're talking about post game.
So those who don't know, Ernest Jones, after the game, they asked him a question about Sam Darnold. He said, long story short, he said, if you're talking shit about Sam, quite frankly, fuck you. That was the end of the comment. And I thought it was amazing coming from basically the middle linebacker, the captain of the defense.
Yeah. I think, you got to wind up doing that if you're him. And he does it out of a place, not out of duty, but they're all bought in on Sam Darnold. And you can just tell the locker room chemistry is just like off the charts right now. So I think criticism, I think an understanding of the situation is warranted. Sam has this problem and he needs to overcome it. I think he can, but he hasn't done it yet. And I don't think a response, like a proper response to that, is go F yourself. But for the people that are
I
like
did.
burying Sam this week and being like, yeah, he's a fraud, like, man, a week ago he was in the MVP conversation. Like, what are you talking about? And you just, he had a bad game. Like, keep moving forward. I love the locker room rallying around him.
Yeah, and this I was gonna bring up. Remember the Bengals running back a couple weeks ago when they lost to the Bears after they scored 41 points, and the Chase Brown goes, "I mean, our defense just can't get a fucking stop. They suck." And you're like, okay, that coach has definitely lost the locker room there, right? I think it's kind of like you said, how close this locker room is. I don't
Yeah.
think you would have seen one of the Legion of Boom guys say that about Russell Wilson after he had 4 interceptions in a game. And
Well,
I
I mean,
realized
we
that was
do
one
have
of
litmus tests for that, right? Russ has had 5 interception games, and
yeah,
that didn't happen.
yeah, maybe with Bobby, but I feel like there's not as many people trying to stir the pot on this team, and they're performing at a very high level, and they're kind of a close team. I don't know if I said this last week, but the Seahawks and the Mariners kind of mirror each other this year with how close the Mariners clubhouse and the Seahawks locker room is, and it's kind of nice. Everybody's got each other's back all the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Will Ferrell said in Semi Pro, everybody love everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't say that, not at least on this show last week, and but I see the parallel, and I very much so agree. Mariners bringing back Josh Naylor this week was amazing, and one
Yeah,
of the
good. Right
reasons,
after the Seahawks loss, they posted
yeah,
that. It's like sweet.
mended my heart a little. But one of the reasons why one of the many reasons why he's coming back is because of the locker room, and that kind of stuff matters. And I think the Seahawks are doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel like we've exhausted the Rams enough?
No, no, I'm
No.
kidding. Well, we'll see him back. We'll see him back in, I think it's 30 days. 30 days. We get him again. Short week for both of us, I'm assuming. Yeah, we'll get him again. I that game gave me a lot of confidence. Really, we didn't go out there and crap all over ourselves. So,
Well, I guess we can look forward and take a look at practice today. We have an updated injury report to
it's
wind
nice
up
we're doing
showing.
this on it's nice we're doing this on Wednesdays this year instead of Tuesdays cuz we actually get an injury report to talk about.
Yes. So we can all take a look here at the injury report. There we go. We'll start off here. There's a ton of names for both sides here. So, Horton's out with a shin. Man, the only drawback with the whole Shaheed signing is, like, I really thought Horton was starting to come into his own, and we're kind of going to see less of him now.
He still might.
Yeah. Tyrese Knight's out with a concussion.
Let's talk about that hit. That would have been targeting in college football.
I
And
know.
I don't know if you remember, but they panned him on the sideline afterwards. He still had his helmet on. I'm like, holy shit, they're not gonna like put him in protocol. They eventually did. Somebody must have looked at him and been like, yo, this guy cannot go. Did you see how slow he was getting up? So yeah.
Yeah. Oots kind of a slow roll for him. So I'm not surprised that he didn't participate today. And then Zabel's out with McDonald coming on saying, that injury's day to day. But like I said, I don't think I don't expect to see him this week. There's no reason really to rush him back.
Have they updated like what is it? I'm sure they have updated what it actually is, what the knee injury is.
I don't know.
Assuming like a sprain, I'd assume.
Probably. Yeah. Um, Kobe Bryant out with foot injury, and Mike Morris also out with the knee injury. The other names you see here, they're
All
just taking
deserve.
rest days.
Yeah,
All
they all.
deserved.
Yeah.
I did see this injury when it happened on the field, and I was like, "Get up, boy!" I'm like, "You are going to have to persevere through injuries because
Yeah, me
I
too.
love you too much to be injury plagued for your whole life. So you're going to have to just tough it up." And I'm really glad he bounced back. Good to see Ernest Jones full participant, and Cody White's all the way back. We did get some news earlier today with another injury report from Seattle. It's
I
hard to
saw
miss
that.
a guy you never see, but it's kind of a bummer, right? We're huge here in terms of depth, but having him around would be amazing, but he's not going to be for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, like a month ago, maybe even longer. I was like, "What's the deal with Hankins?" We heard anything about him, and yeah, he's probably done for his career if we're being honest.
I think so. Yeah, it's just everything's a little private, and I just kind of think he might be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know much about Tennessee Titans. They're kind of awful, but they have a lot of people on injury. So
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons, we all know him.
yeah, Xavier Woods out, Kevin Zeitler's out.
I actually didn't realize that Kevin Zeitler was a Titan. So
yeah, yeah. So just I don't. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Titans are awful.
let's knock on wood. Let's knock on wood here, please. Yeah,
Look,
it shouldn't
McDonald
matter.
after a loss is scary. Like I can only imagine like he's just coaching very angrily this week, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I think he's fired up. I think they really wanted that one last week, and they're just going to destroy this team. I'm not ever really confident about blowouts, but dear goodness gracious, poor Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
yeah, anything you want to preview other than the fact that we should win by a wide margin? Like to see the run game come back this week. Defense just keep doing what it's doing. Get Sam some confidence, a lot of high completion passes, and that's one thing about him that I think. Oh, it was on that Sunday Night Football deal. They had Jason Garrett kind of doing a sit down with him, and he said, "One thing I loved about you since college is it doesn't matter. You know, you throw an interception, you throw a touchdown, you're always just kind of even keel the very next drive, and that's a positive to take away from that." So,
yeah, I think the coaching's been very good in terms of setting high expectations, but also allowing room for failure to lead to growth. I feel like we've kind of been in that spot even with the run game this year too, which there's a lot of high hopes for, and it hasn't really been the year I think that either back really expected. You could see like how much that one touchdown meant to K9, and it didn't count. Poor guy hasn't scored since September, and it's just they set high expectations, but they understand they're probably not going to get there on the first try. And I like how the locker rooms, they're not settling, like they do just continue to want to get better. Now bode well for playoff time.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for news around the league? I actually have some screenshots here that we can share this week.
Wow. Okay. I'll sit back. I'll get comfy. Watch this. This is great.
I will admit, a lot of them are funny meme pages, NFL meme pages, but they do have to do with news. So let's just start right here. Kind of an interesting statistic. The Carolina Panthers
way.
this season. Yeah, I thought that was odd. I actually
What?
didn't fact check that, but yep. Yeah, so that was a pretty weird stat that I figured I'd just kind of show up. So if we do play the Panthers, which they might actually make the playoffs for some weird reason, I kind of doubting it. Let's just hope we win that coin toss, I guess.
Absolutely. Good for them though. Like they've been bad for a while.
Yeah, like the Patriots, right? Wild but true. With this win over the Seahawks, Matthew Stafford has a winning record for the very first time in his NFL career. I didn't know that until I saw this the other day.
Yeah, so. I heard somebody talking about that leading into the game. So I was made aware of the stat game week, but no way would I have guessed he was a below 500 quarterback. But Detroit will do that to him, man.
I'm not a Stafford guy. I've never been a Stafford guy. He looks like he should wear adult braces.
Oh my gosh. Well, I like him. So he's, you know.
You just like his wife because she likes her side of the bed warm and cozy. And he likes his soft. He likes his cold and stiff. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I think these are actual kind of news. Oh yeah, the spitting incident. I don't know if you saw that at all, but Jalen Ramsey got ejected for Jamar Chase spitting on him, and believe it or not, the NFL upheld it. Any thoughts?
Well, I found that the crazy part was in the appeals, like the person, like the rep that's sort of ordained by the NFL and NFLPA was Jordy Nelson of all people, and he's the one that upheld the suspension.
Oh, I just seen this. To be honest, I just read the headline. Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's kind of nuts, actually. Wonder if Jordy's ever spit on anybody.
I guess not. So
I'd assume not. We've had 2 spitting incidents this year.
What I don't understand is, like, how in the world in 2025 do you think you're going to get away with spitting on somebody and being like, "No, I didn't do it"? There's cameras everywhere. Like, you're going to be found.
If Bill Romanowski couldn't get away with it in 1999, I don't think you're gonna get away with it in 2025.
Yeah, it's just like, I didn't spit on him. It's like, here's a high def replay in slow motion of you hawking a loogie on a guy. Like,
I watched a YouTube short of they're like defending Jamar Chase, and he's like, I didn't do it, and then they're like, you sure you didn't do it? He's like, nah, never. I never opened my mouth. And he's like, how about this video of you doing it? Nah, I didn't do it. Great receiver, especially like you never really hear a lot about like Jamar Chase having a bad attitude. I guess I'm pretty far away from
Jalen Ramsey is a big
get in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it with DK a few times. Surprisingly. How about DK this year? DK has been awesome on that move. God, I'm so happy we stuck with JSN this year. Other news. Skip out on that second part. Skip out on that second part because I'll come back later. Shadur Sanders can make his first start. I watched him actually after the Seahawks game. I turned on the Browns game, and he sucks. He, he to
Listen,
be fair, the Browns aren't very good. Go ahead.
I can't believe I'm going to defend him, but I will. There was a point in that game where the Browns were trailing, and he led them down the field, and he threw a touchdown pass, and his receiver dropped it.
I
Just
saw
dropped
that.
it.
Yeah.
And like that's the downfield throw that Cleveland's been missing the entire year. And he put it on the guy's hands. And he just dropped it. There were more than a few drops going into that drive. Now, all the reports are out there saying he basically hasn't taken first team reps since camp, which blows my mind because now he's a backup for the last few weeks and he's one play away from being in the game. You think you could have a couple reps for him, but they hate him there. And I'm not a Shadur Sanders defender. Listen, he is an average, below average quarterback. He got his number retired by doing nothing in Colorado because daddy was head coach. But
he went 500.
At the end of the day, yeah, Matthew Stafford's 500. He's getting his jersey retired.
No, he's actually 115 and 1. He's not.
The world like looks at those stats and they're like, man, he played terrible. But at the end of the day, he had a chance to win the game. He did his job. The wideouts need to do their job. And I don't begrudge anybody not watching a Cleveland Brown game for goodness sake, but if you're going to talk about it, at least look at the highlights.
All right. Well, we also watched him take a classic Pac-12 sack, which is running backwards for about 15 yards and then going down. I don't know, dude. I watched him. He never looked comfortable.
No.
And I just watched him that 1.5 drives, I think, is what I watched of him. And I just, what sucks for Shadur? Because I hate Dion so much that I think Shadur takes a lot of the brunt of the Dion hate.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Which kind of sucks. It's kind of like Arch Manning. I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, he can't help. Obviously, there's a giant pro of being Arch Manning and having that last name, but there's huge shoes to fill. And when you don't, people are going to come after you.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the second part of that. Joe Burrow, full participant at practice. So are you still wacko for Flacco? Or are you a little sad? A little sad we might have seen the last of Joe Cool.
Listen, I am sad that maybe my prediction for Joe Flacco coming in and saving the Bengals did not come true. And in fact, I don't think he's won a single game.
I think they've won one.
I don't know. It might have
I'll
been
check
one
that
game.
while you talk. Go ahead.
But maybe I was just early to the party of old quarterbacks saving franchises from playoff despair. And that might have to do that might have to be reflected in our picks today. But I'm here to tell you that maybe I did get a hole in one on my prediction. I just got it on the wrong hole. And
okay, well, I don't know who you're talking about, but we'll
I'm
find
ready.
out. And I'm not
ready.
Not going to think too deep into it. He did win that one game against the Steelers. Remember the Icy Hot Bowl or whatever they were calling it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am sad that he's not.
I don't know. Good for Joe Burrow to come back.
Yeah.
Let's see. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, Michael Penix, just kind of sad. This one's just kind of right up my alley. He hasn't looked great. this year as the Falcons quarterback. Not bad. But I guess there's a lot of people in Atlanta talking, he had 4 season-ending injuries in a row in college. I think all at Indiana. Then was completely healthy at Washington the entire time, except his last year he was dealing with a rib injury. And then, it's another knee injury. It's kind of sad. I don't know how much you've watched of Michael Penix. He has the quickest release of a quarterback that I have ever watched in my lifetime. I know my dad's best friend, who's a huge Huskies fan, said he's had the quickest release that he's seen since Dan Marino. And it's just sad to kind of see this happen. I don't know. You watch Penix, especially in college, you watch a lot of Huskies games, and he barely moves his arm, and it comes out like 100 miles an hour. It's kind of a weird release. If you get bored sometime, look it up. But I don't know. Kind of like you were saying about Burrow, I know Penix hasn't reached that height, but it's going to be sad if this is Michael Penix's career. And that's what everybody feared. So, last one. Got a little bit of a funny one for us to talk about today.
Oh, my gosh.
What? We think of Jordan.
Just leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
He puts himself in the public eye. I don't know if you saw this week. He shot down rumors of him going back to the NFL. I'm like, who wants you? Sorry, not to be a dick, but who's like, you see that UNC program right now? We should get that guy. We should get that guy and see what he's doing. I don't know. Maybe the Browns will do it. Something. Maybe they'll be like, oh, we made a mistake. 95, firing him.
That whole relationship is so weird.
Why?
It's so weird. Well, she won't. She's very protective over him, and it's weird. I mean, the age thing is weird, but throw that away. The freaking how they act is just weird. There's some I believe the crazy she's controlling him or something, she has something on him, or it's weird.
I hope they have a baby. It's it's what they want, dude. They're getting married. Let's just look at her. I know that's pretty blurry, but you can obviously see which one is her. She's standing next to the male at the very top. Imagine Bill Belichick that after winning 6 Super Bowls, he'd be sitting his 24-year-old girlfriend's co-ed adult cheerleading league. Oh my God. What's he doing? He should be out there freaking watching film. He's the head coach of UNC. In New England, he never took days off. He just lived in the office. Now they has a harder job, which is recruiting year round, coaching year round. For some reason, he's at a co-ed cheerleading event, adult co-ed cheerleading event.
That's awful. The whole thing, awful, weird, terrible, awful.
Don't be judging my girl Jordan. All right. All right, well, let's get to our picks. Can you bring up your screen? Because mine will pause just so we can kind of have it in front of us. It looks better.
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm currently running through my picks at the moment.
You're not just going to make them in the moment?
In our pick'em league at the current moment. How did we do last week? You want to talk about that while I push all these buttons?
Yeah, so terrible week again this week was terrible for both of us. You went 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 and 9, I believe.
Nice.
Which would have made me 8 and 8.
Yeah. This NFL season is so weird.
Sorry, I was 8-7. You were 7-8. So, yeah. Last week I dominated. Accidentally took the Dolphins over the Bills. Paid off for me. Patriots dominated the Jets. I don't know if you got up. Well, you probably were eating lunch by the time they were playing in London or wherever it was. Did you watch any of the NFL Spain game at all?
The game that should have been won and then wasn't, and then Marcus Mariota went psych, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I watched the ending of that, and for those of you who didn't watch it, just imagine two teams continuously marching it down to the 1 yard line and thinking, let's not take the points. All right, let's just keep going on 4th and goal, even though we didn't get it the last time, and neither did the other team. I was like, this thing's gonna end up in a tie. It didn't. Yeah. Oh, let's get to this week, I guess.
All right. First off, tomorrow we get some Thursday night football action. Bills on the road playing Houston.
1 second. Yeah, give me the Bills. Pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious. There's some real stinkers this week, so unfortunately, I think that will be one of them. I like the Texans defense, but I mean, the Bills are overall a better team.
Yeah.
Colts on the road. Danny Dimes going to put a stake in the heart of Chiefs Kingdom.
I don't think he's going to. I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Chiefs fall below 500. Taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking Indiana Jones.
How'd I know?
We have a division matchup here. Vikings on the road playing at Green Bay.
Yeah, give me the Packers. Number 9 sucks. JJ McCarthy.
Yes, he does, and that's why I'm also picking the Packers. Ravens play host to Tyrod Taylor and the New York Jets.
I was gonna say I saw Fields got benched. Believe it or not, this is a Tyrod Taylor revenge game. Ravens drafted him, but the Ravens are going to win. So,
what could have been? I am also picking the Ravens to win.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Lions play host to the Giants, who are going to be led by, I think, Famous Jameis again this week.
Nice. Yeah, regardless of who's playing for the Giants, I still like the Lions.
I do too. Man, Giants had something, and everybody got hurt. So,
oh no, Cam Scadaboo was on WWE last week. I don't know if you saw that.
Goodness gracious, what is he doing? Like, you're hurt, man. Don't make any appearances. Steelers with a banged up Aaron Rodgers. He did say he's going to come out and practice tomorrow, so I think he does want one last revenge tour against the Bears.
That's crazy. You picked the Bears? Or you picked the Steelers?
No. I picked the Steelers.
Me too. And I don't pick them much. And like the Bears are 7-3. I had to like double check that on Monday because I was like, no, they're not. Like, so there's a typo. But they're not a good 7-3.
They're winning the division right now.
Not for long.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. So until that changes, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. So,
and he's not afraid to tell people that he owns the Bears.
Nope, he's not. Patriots going to play the Bengals, which might have Joe Flacco, might have Joe Burrow. We'll see.
Doesn't matter, dude. I'm going with the Bengals at home. Their backs are against the wall. I'm going for it, dude.
How dare you pick the Bengals? After all this time, I've been begging and pleading for you to pick the Bengals, and you're going to pick the Bengals now?
They're probably not going to win, but I don't know. Maybe Joe Burrow's back, gives them a bolt of energy. I don't know. Doesn't matter which Joe. I'm taking the Bengals. Classic upset game, dude. Classic. Don't yell at me.
Wow. I, for the first time in forever, am going to pick against the Bengals. I'm picking the Patriots. Oh, I feel so betrayed. You waited for me in my most vulnerable of moments to betray me. How dare you? Oh,
Don't stop believing, dude.
gosh. Shitter on the road playing the Raiders.
Classic. Classic matchup if this was like 1982. Brian Sipe versus Ken Stabler. This would be a hell of a matchup or whatever. Give me the Raiders, I guess.
I'm tired of picking the Raiders and getting burnt by them. I'm going to pick the Browns. You know what, Gino? It is all your fault. You said blame it on you in your presser. I'm going to blame it all on you. And I was a Gino guy. So whatever. Till you prove me wrong.
It's all Chip Kelly, dude.
I've held out too long. Cardinals playing host to the Jags. I don't know if you saw it last week. Jacoby Brissett broke a NFL record last week for completions for Arizona, and they lost by 19.
Yeah, so I got that notification on my phone. He completed like 47 passes.
47.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the man. Even though they lost by a lot, give me the Jaguars.
I'm picking Arizona. I do think they are playing better with Jacoby at the helm, and the Jags are not the 49ers. So I think Arizona's going to look a little feisty this week. I think they're going to pick up a win. Division matchup, Eagles playing the Cowboys.
Terrell Owens Bowl, dude. I'm going with the Eagles, but I could totally see the Cowboys winning because it'd be funny.
I picked the memes. I'm picking Dallas at home as they keep their dream alive. Knocking off the Eagles here for a week.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I like it.
Divisional matchup here. Falcons on the road playing the Saints.
Man, if this was before Thanksgiving, I think you'd think about maybe flexing this one to Sunday night. Big divisional matchup. Either that or the Raiders and Browns. There's a lot of bad games this week. I was just noticing that. Falcons?
You picking the Falcons?
I don't know. It was just heads or tails for me. Yeah, sure, Falcons.
All right. Here it is. This is part of my big. This is gonna bleed into big takes.
I was wondering what
I got a hole in one. I got a hole in one, but it's the wrong hole. I thought it'd come true with the Bengals. I'm here to tell you, an even more impressive feat is going to happen with Michael Penix Jr. being out for the year for Atlanta, with the division being up for grabs. Look, the Bucs are hurt. We don't know who the Panthers are. Kirk O'Chains is going to come in there and rip it for Atlanta and save Atlanta's season. Right now, they're sitting at 3-7. Kirk O'Chains is going to bring them all the way back, baby.
Yeah.
Book it.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I don't mind.
I'm picking Atlanta.
I don't mind. It's not done. It's not crazy. I mean, a little. It's kind of crazy. Not super.
Yep. Joe Flacco walked so Kirk O'Chains could run. So that's what we're doing.
So Russell Wilson next year can thrive.
Okay. In the CFL, I don't know. Bucks playing the Rams. This is going to be a great game, actually.
Yeah, huge letdown for the Rams here, flying high after that emotional win over the Seahawks. Let's be honest, Stafford didn't look good. And if the Buccaneers offense can do what they did against the Bills, who I think isn't as good of a defense as us, but also do what they did against us, and you kind of seen what our defense did against the Rams. I don't know. Give me the Buccaneers. Why not?
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think this is a measuring stick game, actually. If you're a Seahawks fan, you need to tune into this game. Look, we didn't play our best against LA, but we know that the Bucks have a high-powered offense, and it showed against Seattle earlier in the year. But Seattle was able to hang with them and make it a game. I don't think anything's changed with Tampa. And I don't think the Rams are going to hang with them like Seattle did. I think it's going to be a good game, but I do see it being like, one of those games where you finish the sentence with, and the Buccaneers pulled away in the second half or the fourth quarter. And, I think this is a huge measuring stick game. You got to watch how the Rams play this team. And I think that'll give us a bit more confidence in 30 days or however long you said between now and playing the Rams again. It'll be a good game, but yeah, give me Tampa, which flies in the face of my Atlanta pick. But regardless, I rather.
Stafford's not replacing a young guy. All right, he already replaced a young guy 4 years
ago. Panthers, which good for them. They're above 500, 6-5 on the road against 49ers, with Bryce Young having a fantastic game last week.
Yeah, so I've been doing this all year. I pick against 49ers every week, switching it up because it hasn't been working. I'm all in on the Niners this week, dude. I hope the Frisco Claret Niners do some work against the Panthers.
I'm also picking the 49ers, but I've picked the 49ers a couple times this year, so no shock value there for me. But yeah, I hope your curse works. Actually, I hope it doesn't, because that means I'd lose that pick.
Why?
Thanks for not holding out on your crappy picks and cursing the Niners. But dang, now that means
you tell me you wouldn't be happy if they just lost anyways.
I would be, but perfect. In a league where you're smoking me right now, I need to make up games, and you jumping ship on this thing and picking the Niners sort of screws with that. So,
hey, don't worry. Don't worry about the season results. We'll never mention those. We'll just do it week by week.
Seahawks on the road playing the Tennessee Titans.
So this is tied for the biggest point spread of the week. The Ravens and Jets are also 13.5. I think the Seahawks cover that 13.5 points. The only reason why I think they wouldn't, I'm knocking on wood here, but the only reason I think why they wouldn't would be a couple garbage time touchdowns for us to win by like 10.
I think it's blowout.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of came on here against the Saints and said the same thing a few weeks ago. So it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's blowout. So those are the picks this week. Well, all Joe, right. you know my hottest of hot takes. Was wondering if you had any to share with YouTube land today.
Yeah, mine's kind of a little weird, a little out there. So I don't know if you heard the rumors, but I guess it's looking like Sark and the Longhorns are going to be looking to part ways at the end of the season. And I think my prediction is Sark goes back to Atlanta and becomes the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
I mean, he was their offensive coordinator in 2017, I think. I think the Falcons are going to want a guy who's known as a quarterback whisperer, which is kind of Sark's thing. And I could see it.
I can see it too. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I know. Kind of
you creative take. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. See, James Franklin got hired.
I did. And I'm so thankful it's not with the Arkansas Razorbacks because I would have just been heartbroken.
Because you like, I mean, it's like I said, favorite quarterback of all time, Brett Favre. But like on the field, my favorite quarterback is probably like, I don't know, Fran Tarkenton or something. Because I'm basically saying that favorite head coach of all time, is Bobby Petrino. But like as an actual coach, because
Bobby Petrino is not my favorite coach of all time. It's just
that's what you're like, man. I hope he comes back. I've been waiting for Petrino to come back.
No, he's been playing the long game. He deserves to be rewarded. Yeah,
keep him away from that volleyball squad.
Actually, I'll give you a bonus hot take. How about this? And might come as a bit of a shock, but for 2 out of the 3 of my favorite college football teams right now, we are looking for head coaches. And I live in Pennsylvania. I used to live in Arkansas. And of course, I'm also the Huskies. Yeah. Gosh, this guy. But 2 out of those 3 teams.
One sec. I know we're short with time here, but I picked this up the other day. It's pretty badass.
Whoa, that is cool.
I'm gonna have Mario Bailey's gonna sign it at the next Huskies game. I DM'd him on Instagram today. But go ahead.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Go ahead. 2 of your 3 coaches. 2 of your 3 schools are looking for coaches.
2 of the 3 schools are looking for coaches right now, both Penn State and Arkansas. My hot take is both of those schools have their future head coach in the building right now, acting as head coaches. I think Arkansas is going to wind up being stuck with Bobby Petrino. And I think Penn State is going to hire from within and keep Terry Smith, who is their intern head coach right now. Deep ties to Penn State. Was a player at Penn State. He's been a coordinator there for quite some time. He's from Aliquippa. He bleeds blue and white. Like, he is a Penn State guy, and I think he'd fit that culture very, very well. So I think both of those teams have their coaches already in the building.
What do you feel about that?
You know what? I prefer, well, specifically for Penn State. I would love for them to hire Terry Smith. They've played really hard for him, and you can just tell, like, what he's doing right now under the circumstances is not how he wanted to come upon it, but this is his dream job. And he loves the school. The family's local. This is the gig that he's always wanted. And, man, just they played different clips of like his halftime speeches last week against Michigan State, and he knows how to fire him up. He's kind of an old school soul. Like that's what the team needs, and I would like that more than just a flashy name or somebody that just comes out and manages to be the biggest name in the biggest atmosphere.
I kind of hate that.
Yeah. Hi, Iona. Welcome.
Iona, you're a little late. Sorry.
But
you might have to go back and watch again if you're just tuning in. I think all three of your favorite schools might be looking for head coaches at the end of the year. So I cannot stand. I'm not gonna lie. All these coaches get pissed off at players not being loyal and entering the portal and shit. But then you have these grown men who are like 55, 60 years old, just skipping schools, skipping between schools. So what are the players supposed to do if the coaches are going to do it?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, I will rewatch. Well, I'm happy you made it for the end of the show, and I'm happy you're
Yeah.
probably going to watch one of our streams. So great.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Iona. I think with that, I think that kind of wraps today's show up unless you got anything else.
Nope. I thought we had some pretty good hot takes. Great week for Seattle to bounce back here against Titans, and excited to see the rest of the year.
All right. Well, thanks everybody who popped in. Thanks for everybody who watched, is watching, or is going to watch in the future. Have a good one. Bye.